Hi, Alec from Today Testing here. Today we're looking at Everwebinar, the automated webinar platform. Now, we're just going to be looking at the pricing today. It's pretty straightforward pricing from Everwebinar. You're given every feature available with each plan here. The only difference is how you pay, basically. So let's get the differences between the three plans, which is just price. So the installment plan, you're going to be paying a regular $199. You're gonna have to pay that 3 times a year. So let's say every 4 months, if you started in January, you pay $199 every 4 months. I mean, that's coming up to, yeah, roughly 600 quid, 597 dollars for the year, and that would be every year as long as you keep that installment plan. If you wanted it a bit cheaper, you could go with the annual plan of $499. Or if you wanted to pay for 2 years all at once, you can pay $799, and that would be one payment of $799 every 2 years. So it basically depends how much money you have available to pay for the installment plan. Now, the key point is with each plan, there is no differences in features, nothing is restricted. You will get access to every feature they have. Let's just quickly get understanding in terms of the trial period. You can see on the main homepage here, it doesn't really offer a trial period, but also Today Testing, we have arranged for a trial period of 30 days, which when you go to our link, which we will leave in the YouTube description, and also on our pricing page for Everwebinar pricing page, we'll leave a link to the 30-day trial, which isn't available on the Everwebinar homepage if you went directly there. So it's a deal we have with Everwebinar if you want to check that out. Otherwise, you won't be getting a trial period to check it out. In addition to the trial period, you also have 30 days money back. So if you did pay for it, within 30 days you could get your money back. So basically that would be a 60-day trial, which should be enough for anyone to figure out whether the product is right for your business. In terms of the product itself, not sure how much you read about it, but it is automated webinars only. They don't do live webinars. So any recording that you have of all webinars you can import here, and then you could replay them as much as possible. Now the key with this Everwebinar is that they're trying to simulate a real-time experience with the automated webinars. So they want it to feel like it's a live webinar for your audience. Audience interaction, basically, it's always going to be better engagement if the audience feels they're actually talking to someone live, instead of it's a recording from 6 months ago when you're off doing something else. So in order to do that, they create like simulation tools. Some of the simulation tools would be the live chat simulator, where you can just import an old chat from an old webinar into that, and then the comments will come up on the screen as and when you want them. You could even write your own script here to engage the audience. As well as that, when the audience makes a comment on your automated webinar, you can get an automatic email, which allows you to respond in time if it's possible to do that for yourself when the webinar is on. Obviously, this will depend on how many webinars you're playing. At any time when a person goes in to look at the webinar to sign up, it will look like the webinar is only about to start in the next couple of minutes, as if they've just made it on time. This kind of a just-in-time webinar functionality, which just gives the idea that it's just starting, which is it's a useful feature. The other key features to remember, I would say, are they do have an email automated system where Everwebinar will automatically email your attendees before the webinar to remind them, and after webinar when they need details or PDFs or whatever you want to give them. There are clickable offers, so you can create offers on the landing pages within the webinar. 24-hour support, a little bit misleading. I don't think it's 24/7 in terms of they're not going to automatically respond to you. It is email mainly, so that's going to be, obviously you can email them at any time, but you know how long they're going to respond. It could be a couple of hours, it could be probably just about less than 24 hours. But I would say that 24/7 support is a little bit misleading, and there are pre-made landing templates which are tested for conversions. It's a fairly straightforward process. I mean, if you're wondering about live webinars, where's the live webinar feature? That comes with our sister product, which is Webinar Jam. You'll see down here in the frequently asked questions, there's a lot of references to Webinar Jam. It's the live webinar functionality. It's a different product, but it's with the same company. So with Webinar Jam, you can do live webinars, and then once that live webinar is over, you've recorded it, and then you can transfer it over to Everwebinar, and then that can be played automatically for infinity, I guess. But Everwebinar does simulate the live experience, as we discussed. Another key thing I would mention here is that you can also charge for the automated webinars if you wanted to put it behind a paywall. There's a functionality to do that. And the other thing to remember about Everwebinar and Webinar Jam, they're two separate products, there's two separate payments. Webinar Jam, we've done a video on that, and we have an article on that too, which you can find on our website. So I think that's everything from Everwebinar. I mean, it's fairly straightforward in terms of what you're going to get. It's going to be automated webinars. They are simulated to look like real webinars. You are going to get simulation tools, and it's a separate product to Everwebinar, which is the live webinars. So they're the three products. However much you want to pay, you can save money basically from the installment plan. By paying the biannual plan, you'll save money over the annual installment plan. So it's fairly straightforward. That's all for us on this video, and we'll see you in the next video.